Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next
getting
question.
Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you.
Angel Reese was asked about this exact statement, and she decided to duck.
The nasty facial expressions coinciding with her answer. You can see it clear as day. It's written on her face. She's disgusted.
Angel Reese recently embarrassed herself on live TV by contradicting her own bold claim that women's basketball fans tune in to watch her.
This clip is going to follow her.
She blatantly lied and then tried to avoid responsibility, a truly pathetic display from someone who once called herself a superstar.
So she doesn't want to take responsibility for her own words.
At her latest press conference, Angel Reese, who loves to call herself the reason people watch women's basketball, faced a simple question about her own statement. Surrounded by reporters, she completely crumbled, like a cheap lawn chair at a cookout. It was like watching someone light themselves on fire and then look shocked when it hurts.
Long since I've seen this clip, I forgot how arrogant Angel Reese sounded. I forgot how full of herself Angel Reese sounded. I forgot not only how nasty she sounded, the nasty facial expressions coinciding with her answer. You can see it clear as day. It's written on her face. She's disgusted.
The question was simple. Do you still believe fans watch women's basketball because of you too? Her reply was just two hesitant words and a question, and ultimately, it was a no. Instead of sounding confident or strong, she came across as awkward and uneasy. It was like a verbal blue screen error. Now, her WNBA image isn't defined by her performance, stats, or presence on the court, but by that viral clip of her dodging the one thing she couldn't avoid, her own words.
The clip heard around the world. The clip that will be following Angel Reese for the rest of her career. As long as her games don't sell out.
Her body language gave off the vibe of someone exposed for lying on a job application, and the silence that followed was deafening for a player who spent much of the past year building her image. And it's impossible to ignore the bold statement she was backpedaling from, when, on national TV last year, Angel confidently declared, "People watch women's basketball because of me, too."
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to...
She delivered that line with pride, swagger, and the certainty of someone who believed Instagram followers translated directly into WNBA ticket sales. But that same quote came back to haunt her like karma in sneakers. This time, she had no stats, no justification, only a weak reply that sounded nothing like confidence. Instead, it was the sad hiss of a balloon slowly deflating.
As long as her games don't sell out, as long as her games don't attract a good number of celebrities, as long as her games don't have any type of viewership motion, for lack of better term, as long as all those three facts remain the same, this clip is going to follow her.
This isn't just a funny slip-up, it's a complete unraveling of Angel, who went from being a media favorite to someone playing dodgeball with reporters, and not very well. You can't demand the spotlight and then hide when it shines on you. That's not star-level behavior. That's middle school assembly energy. Sure, maybe she was just having an off day, maybe she was tired, or maybe Mercury was in retrograde. But the cold, hard attendance numbers? They don't change with astrology.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about...
Let's talk numbers, because unlike Angel's excuses, Chicago's stats tell the truth. In 2024, the Sky averaged about 8,000 fans per home game. Decent if you're hosting a local jazz night at a community center, but not exactly the impact you'd expect from the WNBA's so-called breakout star. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is packing Indiana Fever games with over 17,000 fans each night. That's called demand. That's what real star power looks like. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire.
The WNBA is thriving, but let's look at Reese's much-hyped homecoming game at LSU. If your own college can't even fake excitement about your return, that's a branding problem. You'd expect a hero's welcome, fireworks, fans, confetti, but instead, just 6,000 people showed up in a 13,000-seat arena. That's not a celebration. That's a polite shrug from the very city that built her.
She talked about sold out arenas. What arenas are selling out that Caitlin Clark isn't playing in? I need to know. I need to know. For the Las Vegas Aces. No.
Need more proof? Just check the Chicago preseason numbers. If Reese expected to ride a wave of hometown love or national hype, that wave never came. The Sky's preseason matchup against the Minnesota Lynx only brought in 4,600 fans, not even enough for a lively food fight. Their game in Minnesota did a bit better with 7,600 in attendance, but let's be real, those people weren't there for Angel.
And there's people clowning the person that asked this. It was her statement going during the basketball season from last year, and the person's asking for her current feelings on said statement, her own statement. She pulled a next question.
The harsh reality is that this Angel isn't pulling big crowds, generating buzz, or making fans say, I can't miss this. Her narrative has collapsed under the sight of empty seats and disinterested ushers. And the numbers don't just hint at it, they shout it. She isn't the reason people are showing up to these games, no matter how loudly she once claimed otherwise.
What about viewership? Tell me everybody who's getting consistently over 1 million views on their basketball games, not named Caitlin. Oh, okay. And then Angel Reese goes into, I'll be happy to play the villain role. I'll be happy to play the villain, but don't be mean to me.
And if you think the disappointments end there, along comes the jersey fiasco. When fans genuinely believe in you, they buy your name and wear it proudly. But while Caitlin Clark's jersey skyrocketed to the second best-selling basketball jersey across the entire sport, including the NBA, the only person ahead of her was Steph Curry, a four-time champion and MVP icon.
And here we go again. 1.3 million people tuned in on Sunday afternoon to see Caitlin Clark return to Iowa as a professional and start raining in three-pointers from ridiculous distance.
So don't boast about being the reason people watch. You're not even the reason people shop. Walk into a sports store and you might find her jersey sitting untouched in the clearance bin. She didn't even crack the top 10 in sales. That's not star power. That's invisibility when the bestsellers list comes out and your name isn't anywhere on it.
Statements from last year, that's from a circus. That was a clown show statement to have made about watching for us and blah, blah, blah.
To take it even further, Caitlin Clark didn't just outsell everyone, she even surpassed LeBron James. Yes, LeBron, a multi-time champion and global icon. Her merch was flying off shelves faster, and that's not hype, that's real demand. Meanwhile, Angel is stuck hoping her PR team can post something spicy on social media. And speaking of demand, WNBA teams are literally moving games into NBA arenas just to handle the crowds coming to see Caitlin Clark. Think about that. Preseason games, not finals, being upgraded because of her star power. As for Angel Reese, no one's shifting a single folding chair. She could walk into an empty YMCA and nobody would bother adding an extra row of bleachers.
Angel Reese voluntarily went on a quote, they're watching for me too, and I want y'all to realize that rant. Because she wanted that attention. She created the drama, asking her about her comment as we enter a new season is perfectly normal and not stirring things up. Absolutely.
And that's the real issue. Caitlin Clark didn't have to say a word because the fans spoke for her. Angel made plenty of noise, stirred up drama, and talked a big game, but she hasn't delivered, and people aren't buying it. From my perspective, Angel isn't leading a movement. She's yelling from the sidelines while Caitlin is actually building the empire. So next time Angel wants to declare that she's the reason people are watching, she'd better come with proof. Because the numbers have already spoken, and the league has followed.
Time Magazine Sports, because of me! Everything Caitlin Clark has is because of me! Angel.
Let's talk about star appeal, because Angel Reese seems to think she's filling arenas with celebrities. But who exactly? Her uncle, or maybe the guy from the Subway commercials? The receipts just aren't there. On the other hand, whenever Caitlin Clark picks up a basketball, it's like Coachella opening night. Half of Hollywood shows up. And it's not just hoops fans. It's actors, NFL stars, influencers, and retired legends, all there for Caitlin, not Reese.
Why are we next question? This guy set you up perfectly to give an answer of you being full of yourself. Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. They are only watching because of me too. They only know that other girl because of me too. They only go to her games instead of my games because of me too. They only watch all of her games instead of watching all of my games because of me too. She's the #1 jersey seller in the WNBA. Why?
Every Indiana Fever game has turned into a must-see event thanks to Clark's presence, no exaggeration. They've even printed tour-style shirts saying every game is a home game, because fans follow her everywhere. She is the WNBA right now. Meanwhile, Angel couldn't even get her own college arena half full for her homecoming. That contrast says it all.
Indiana Fever being that premier team in the WNBA, they are the team that has the most fans. Like they said, every away game turns into a home game. Like they know that they have.
To make things worse, her mom jumped on Twitter acting like a crisis manager, saying, "We look at championship banners, not attendance." But nobody asked about imaginary rafters. We're talking real numbers. When your mother has to log in and clean up your public slip-up, that's not PR, that's glitter glue damage control. The problem with being the villain is that you have to back it up, win big and leave no doubts. You can't bark for a year and then fold when someone asks about your stats. Angel seems to think she can play the villain while still being loved just by replying to Instagram comments, but that's embarrassing, not bold. Meanwhile, when Caitlin Clark's homecoming at Carver Hawkeye Arena was announced, the numbers spoke for themselves. It wasn't just excitement, it was pandemonium. Tickets for 15,000 seats vanished in 45 minutes, faster than most people can decide on a drive-thru order. That's Taylor Swift level demand. So here's the reality check. Angel Reese was exposed by her own words.